So what do you think current, the state of any data you save, how does it save inside the computer? Bits, right? Bits means how many values you can save in 1 bit? 2 values, correct? Okay, fine. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll learn something about quantum computing today. Right now the quantum computing is in very early stage. Whatever right now we are learning right now might not be used tomorrow. That's what I told maybe 4 years before. Anybody attend my previous quantum computing session? Anybody here? One? Only one? So who all attended my previous sessions? 1, 2, that's all? Okay, so I didn't, okay, maybe I would have told in the stage that I am talking about it. Fine. So what we'll do is, we'll together learn what is quantum computing. Is that okay? Will that be okay? We'll keep it very simple, okay? We'll just understand what is quantum computing. We'll see how it will help us to move forward when we want to do something with it. Is that agenda will help you out? Okay, perfect. Okay, next. Fine. So why quantum computing? Most of the quantum music we are talking about it, right? Somebody would have come here because okay, you want to know what is quantum computing. But the point is why you need to have quantum computing. The main point of quantum computing is the current computing has reached its limits. Is that right? Why? And can anybody tell me why the current computing or the current computer has reached its limits? Anybody? What is that? Okay. Do you carry a computer every day? How big is your computer? What is that? Is this a computer? Is that true? Okay. So this has become this one is actually faster than the one which we use for sending moon. You know that? The current whatever mobile we have, it's faster than the one faster computer than the one which we used to send to moon. But the problem with these kind of computing, right, it has reached its power where the size has become a problem right now. Okay, and one more thing is what? Anybody can tell me? Because the speed wise, right, all the problems have been solved. Most of the time your CPU will be idle. You know what's the actual problem? Samsung, iPhone, Intel's are trying to solve right now. It's not the speed. It's actually the size and the heat. That's the one thing they are trying to solve. They're not the speed. Most of it, almost like 80% your any computer you have is idle. Okay. So when we are trying to do lots of anybody who can tell me what is machine learning? Machine learning? What is machine learning? What do you do with machine learning? We do prediction and grouping. Okay. Yeah, prediction, that's basically prediction, and grouping. Okay. So when we use machine learning, what we need is huge compute. Correct? Basically, it's more try one. So can it work this way? Will that work that way? So that is what we are trying to do with machine learning. We'll just come back to this. What quantum computing is trying to solve is, it's trying to solve lots of extremely complex chemical reactions. Okay. Can you create food as a plant can create? Can we do? We cannot, right? What does a plant does what? It uses the sunlight, uses water, and does some lots of memory things, and then it becomes a food for its own. Correct? Quantum computing actually does work in the same way. Next is it can solve the hunger problem because you can fix all the nitrogen problems. The main problem with agriculture is fixing the nitrogen into the soil is actually the main problem, right? So some of the plants like beans and all, they cultivate in between two crops is because they want to fix the nitrogen into the crop, into the soil. Then only you can put other plants so it can grow well. So these are the complex equation we need to solve, which is already solved by the Mother Earth. So you can also use to help you to crack any RSA algorithm. Next. So it can get any deadly disease which has no cure. So how long will it take for one medicine to come into the market? Ballpark? What is that? It's actually 10 years. Even the coronavirus antivirus, right? They have been doing that thing, research for almost 10 years. That's why it just came in when the corona came in. Okay. And then it solves global warming. I'll tell you why. It also solves the traveling salesman problem. You know, anybody knows what's traveling salesman problem? Yeah, how many are MCA or BE computer science? Enadhu idu? Find the optimal between two. Is it solvable, the NP problem? Maybe. Okay. So these are the quantum computer solves. We'll come back why quantum computer can solve it next time. So why should we care? Okay, we already have already current computing is there, right? Why should I go to quantum computing? Why should it is because the way of computing changes. Your program in the way you write programs, right? The oops or functional or the way you think in terms of zeros and ones has to change. That's why we are just learning this quantum computing. The way you write program will change a bit because we'll just try to map it with Python and all. Yeah, next. Okay, what is quantum computing? Is use of quantum mechanical phenomena such as 3 things you need to get out of this. If you want somebody is talking about quantum computing to you, maybe after 2 years, 3 years or whenever your company selects it, you have to know these 2 things. Superposition, entanglement and interference. Okay, that's the main thing. Superposition, entanglement and interference. If you know these 3 keywords and also understand what it is, you should be able to write some code in quantum computing. Okay, next. So why should I know the keywords? Anybody tell me? Why will I have to know keywords about the technology? Leah? Okay, so you get into a meeting, your manager asks you to get into a project, ஒரு 2-3 keywords சொல்றீங்க, எப்போ நமக்கு அந்த opportunity யாருக்கு வரும்? புரியுதா என்ன சொல்றேன்ட்டு? You get it? You understand what I'm saying? Just you don't have to be like 100% friend of anybody, right? You just need to know like 2 or 3 concepts than the one who is competing with you. Is that true? Is that true? Okay, so these things will help you. Next time any quantum computing project comes in, if you can talk about entanglement, he might put you in. That's how it works. That's how you get opportunities. So these are the places you get all those keywords inside. You understand small bits, and then you actually go and implement it later. Is that okay? So first we'll understand all the keywords. The basics of current computing is basically what? It's saved in bits. It's either 1 or 0. It's currently, what is on and off? It's 0 means what? Off. 1 is on. Okay, cool. Next. Wait. Next. Not at the slide. Fine. So in quantum computing, we'll come back to this. We'll be saving in qubits. Somebody told from here. It is not 1 or 0, it's both 1 and 0, okay, and then it's actually not on and off, it's spin up and down. I will explain to that. It's kind of mystic programming language. I will just talk to you about that. Next. Fine. So we'll just compare both this. Okay. The current computing actually works in the way our brain works. Is that okay? Correct? Okay. But in case of quantum computing, it works in the way the Mother Earth nature works. How does Mother Earth nature works? Can anybody tell me how it works? Evolution எப்படி நடக்குது? How does evolution happens? Anybody? Survival of the fittest. Where? It's basically a permutation combination, correct? Ilya? Okay, so I'll give you an example. There is tiger chasing you. Okay, somebody who can run faster. Who dies? The guy who runs faster or the guy who runs slower? Actually, it's the guy who runs faster, right? Appo enna avuna? Next time, the evolution actually understands the guy who runs faster survives. Appo enna avuna? And the area la people will have better legs to run. and also the so-called selection, right? The selection theory irukum. The selection theory, the next selection, when they choose the mate, they will choose only who runs faster. புரியுதா? அப்ப என்னவோ the permutation மாறிட்டே இருக்கும். Millions of years of இதுவே வந்து permutation and combination தான். Whatever works actually happens. Quantum computing also does the same. Okay, fine. So the mode is currently on and off. It's actually spinning up and down. I'll explain to you. These are the state is saved in transistor. Transistor தெரியும் இல்லையா? You know transistor, right? Yeah. These are saved in photons and electrons. Inner deep. It's either 1 or 0. It's actually 1 or 0 until observed. I will tell you about this. This is one of the best logic we have. Information are saved in bits. Information are saved in qubits. Next. Okay. So these are three words I was talking about. This is superposition, entanglement, and interference. Superposition. Yeah. So before that, we'll understand what it is. Okay. Superposition is the value can be 1 or 0. Okay. So இப்போ ஒரு இதுல வந்து I can save 1 or 0 னா இப்போ எத்தனை value I can save ஒரு qubitல? Okay. So the value can be 1 and 0, right? So how many state I can save? Both 1 and 0. Okay, next slide. I'll skip to this. Yeah, we already spoke about this. Next. Okay. So yeah, இப்போ நம்ம qubitல 1 0 சொன்னோம். இப்போ எத்தனை values it can have? 2 values. கரெக்ட்டா? சரியா? Fine. Next. Right now I am spinning a coin. Okay. ஒரு 5 தடவை அது spin ஆகுது. How many values it actually goes through? 1 0 1 0 1 0. Correct? Is that can you understand, relate a bit? It is actually in 1 and 0 also. Yeah, I'll come back to this. You just get to the point where a state can be we are thinking in terms of either it's 1 or 0, right? 1 and 0 என்ற concept you have to understand. அதுதான் I'm just slowly taking you. It's not easy to grasp. It will take some time, but we'll get there for sure. Next. Extra. Okay. So this is what I was trying to talk to you about, superposition. Anybody knows what Schrödinger's cat is? What is that? What is that? No? Okay. Anybody else knows what is Schrödinger's cat? Yeah. Both dead and alive. Okay, fine, super. Where? Anybody can explain, tell me more? Okay. You can't say what it is, right? Okay. So that's the whole point. See, அது வந்து இப்போ I mean, there are lots of things I don't want to tell, but சும்மா ஒரு gist எடுத்துக்கலாம். இப்போ நீங்க அந்த கண் திருஷ்டி எல்லாம் கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்களா? கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்கல்ல? வீட்லலாம் சொல்லுவாங்க சுத்தி போடுறான்ட்டு. Okay, அது நம்ம I will not get into that bad things out of it. I'm just explaining to you how these quantum physics, our old science all mixed together. Koncham, but I will not get into அந்த மாதிரில. I am an atheist by myself. I'm just giving you an example. Okay. சரி, இப்போ actually the experiment is nothing but they have a box, okay, and they have a nuclear say some nuclear powder inside the box, and there it is inside a glass. இங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா இருக்கும், இந்த glassல இருக்கும். Okay, there is some random timer, the glass will break. Okay, break ஆச்சுன்னா once it breaks the cat dies. இப்போ when will I know the cat is dead or alive? It is actually a fully covered box. When I open it, right? So only when I observe the box, I mean open the box and check out the cat, then only I will know it's dead or alive. Until then, what? It has what state? It has both alive and dead. அது அப்படியே நம்ம வந்து இன்னும் சயின்டிஃபிக் எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட் எடுத்து போனோம்னா டபுள் ஸ்லிட் எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட் எப்படி கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்போமா? Have you heard about it? School எல்லாம் படிச்சோம் 4 தடவை 6th 7th 8th 9th எல்லாம் படிச்சிருப்போம். Okay, so what is light? Light, what is light? Light is a wave or particle. It both. ஏன் எப்படி both சொல்றோம்? It has characteristics of both. வேற how do you say it's wave and particle? How do you say it's wave and particle? சொல்லுங்க. Okay, so what this is, there is something called double slit experiment. I will not get into the details. When it's absorbed, okay, absorbed na நான் போய் double slit இருக்கும், you send a light, slitல வந்து lightல பிரியும், okay, நான் அதை பார்த்தேன்னா it will be a wave. நான் பார்க்காம இருந்து அப்சர்வ் பண்ணா மட்டும் it will be a wave. நான் அப்சர்வ் பண்ணலனா it will be a light, I mean particle. புரியுதா? Until somebody observes it, it will still be a one state. நான் பார்த்துட்டேன்னா அதோட ஸ்டேட் மாறிடும். இதுதான் அதோட பேசிக்கான ஒரு இது. Until you don't observe, the value will not change. அது கொஞ்சம் புரியதுக்கு இருக்கும். நீங்க அப்படியே you just take it in a sense, like normal sense. When it's observed, its states will change. You just take it that level. Is that okay? If it is not observed, it is in a different state. If I look at it, it will different மாறிடும். இப்போ இந்த கண் திருஷ்டி சொல்றாங்கல்ல, அதுதான் அந்த கான்செப்ட் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. யாரா கண்ணு வச்சிட்டாங்கன்னா your life changes ன்னு சொல்றாங்க இல்லையா, அடிபட்டுடுது சொல்றாங்க. You understand where I'm coming from? You just take that example. It's just an analogy. You get it? So it's basically when you don't observe, the state don't change. Is that okay? Next. Okay, so quantum entanglement வந்து it's another concept. So superposition என்ன அர்த்தம்? What is the last one? Sorry, entanglement. What is the entanglement? Sorry, please repeat. Okay, so what is superposition? Sorry, what is superposition now? The state will not change until it's not observed. The state will change until it's observed. Is that okay? புரியுதா? ஒன்னு எடுத்துப்போமா? இது is that clear? நம்ம example, what example we'll have? Stupid example தான், it's பரவாயில்ல, கந்திஷி எடுத்துப்போம். It's okay? Okay, because it takes lots of analogy to understand. It took me some 6 months to get used to this concepts and all. You have to read lots of stuff to, இந்த ஒரு one hour எடுக்கிறதுக்கே took me lots of time. Right, next. Entanglement. What they are saying is, see, இப்போ ஒரு எலக்ட்ரானோ ஒரு ஃபோட்டானோ இருக்கு, okay, what I'm saying is I take two electrons and then make them collide or come close to each other. Is that okay? And then I put that in the, say, next galaxy. What is the next galaxy we have? Closer galaxy? Andromeda. Okay. Now in the photon, if I spin it down, up or down, அங்க வந்து it will reverse ல சுத்தும். புரியுதா? There is no actual connection to it. You get it? I take an electron, once I just keep it together, I mean closely each other, and then I take it to any other galaxy. If I spin it up, in that other galaxy it will spin down. Okay? ஒரு தடவை டச் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா it will has its own connection. எப்படின்னா தெரியாது. But they have actually proved it also. They have proved it with the light from 600 light years வச்சு they have actually proved it by keeping the one electron on the other side of the earth and keeping other electron on the other side of the earth. There is one experiment also, well tested one experiment. Okay, so that experiment actually proved it. That actually is proved. இதை நம்ம வந்து கொஞ்சம் பழைய பஞ்சாங்கத்துக்கு எடுத்துட்டு போனோம்னா, இப்போ உப்புலாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா they don't give it in hand, அங்க வச்சிருன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. பார்த்திருக்கீங்களா? You heard about it? See, I am an atheist by myself. I am just giving all stupid examples so that you will remember. ஏன்னா இந்த குவாண்டம் ஃபிசிக்ஸும் இந்த நம்ம ஊர்ல பேசுற ஸ்டூபிடிட்டியும் கொஞ்சம் மிக்ஸ் ஆகும் ஓரளவுக்கு. ஓகே, பட் லாட்ஸ் ஆஃப் ரீசன்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஸோ கையில் வாங்க மாட்டாங்க, தட்டில் வைக்க சொல்லியிருப்பாங்க. யூ கெட் இட்? ஸோ இட் கேன் ஆக்சுவலி அப்சர்வ் எனர்ஜி சொல்லுவாங்க. You know, they do it. They don't. ஏன் தட்டில் வைக்க சொல்றதுக்குன்னா it absorbs energy faster. அதனால தான் கையில் எடுக்கிறது இல்லை. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி பார்க்கும்போது, ஸோ எனி டைம் யூ டச் சம்திங், thus energy will be transformed and it will react in a different way. ஸோ இப்போ நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒரு தடவை நான் ஒருத்தட்ட பேசிட்டேனாலும் they leave somewhere, you still have a relationship with them or something like that. You just take the example. You get it? அதுதான் மேஜர். Superposition is what is superposition? என்ன பார்த்தோம்? Until it's observed, state is same. Observe ஆனா state will change. Entanglement என்ன பார்த்தோம்? once they come to connection once, they have a relationship how far they are. Right? Is that okay? In the concept மட்டும் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. Next. Interference. Okay. So இப்போ என்னன்னா it's a method of controlling the quantum states in the quantum machine by reinforcing and diminishing the wave function of quantum particles. இதுக்கு நான் ஒரு சின்ன எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்றேன். See, I actually came up with all stupid examples so that we'll understand. உங்களுக்கு ஓரளவுக்கு புரிஞ்சா போதும் அது. That's what I wanted out of this session, is that for you to at least understand these three keywords so you can use it some point of time when quantum computing picks it up. நான் 3 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி quantum computing ரெடியே ஆவல அப்படி சொல்லி I spoke in Tech Mahindra, I guess. But right now you can actually run programs in quantum computing in Azure. I said it will at least take 10-15 years அது ஆவுன்னு சொல்லி பேசியிருந்தாங்க. Right now actually you can use the quantum computing in Azure. Okay, I'll show you a demo. So it's actually பயங்கரமா ப்ரொபோல் ஆயிடுச்சு. It has become very fast. So we'll be writing code on that. So இதுல என்ன சொல்ல வரேன்னா, so there are two waves. Okay, இப்போ நீங்க ஒரு ஃபிளாட்டா ஒரு வாட்டர் இருக்கு, இங்க ஒரு சொட்டு போடுறீங்க, இங்க ஒரு சொட்டு we are dropping waters. Okay, அதுல ஒரு வேவ் கிரியேட் ஆகுது இல்லையா? ரெண்டு வேவ் மிக்ஸ் ஆனா என்ன ஆகும்? என்ன ஆகும்? சும்மா ஒரு விஷுவலா யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. It collides, right? அப்புறம் என்ன ஆகும்? So the energy gets transformed. Okay, that's the best way to transfer energy from one wave to another wave. அது அப்படியே எடுத்துப்போம். Okay, இது ஏன் சொல்றேன்னா, this is the same way the plant actually transfers energy from the root to leaves. இந்த கான்செப்ட் வச்சு தான், இன்டர்ஃபரன்ஸ் வச்சு தான் எல்லாமே போகும். For example, say you have a disease. Okay, and the kidney எல்லாம் heals itself. எப்படி வருது? How is kidney all healing itself? Any idea? ஏதாவது ஐடியா? something, say something. How does kidney and all heals itself? நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஏதோ ஒரு கிட்னி பிரச்சனை வந்துடுது, ஒழுங்கா சாப்பிட ஆரம்பிச்சப்பறம் அந்த பிரச்சனை எல்லாம் போக ஆரம்பிக்குதுல, எப்படி அது? What it needs. Okay, வேற அதை வச்சு என்ன பண்ணணும்னு தெரியணும் இல்லையா? கரெக்டா? See, I have a kidney. Say if I eat say one tablet, my kidney gets better. So some chemical, I am giving that chemical to my body. How should I mean அப்ப chemical நீங்க அதே கொடுக்க போறது இல்ல. இப்போ நம்ம கீரை தான் சாப்பிடுறோம். For example, say we are eating greens. What will happen is it actually taking out the actual micronutrients from it and healing our body. So that there is some memory, correct? Right? So the memory from one part is actually transferred to the other part of the system. Okay, using this interference. Right? Is that okay? So quantum computing is trying to imitate nature. That's what we are trying to say, using entanglement, superposition and interference. Is that okay? Oralukku okay va? Did I make sense? I want you to get these three keywords. Somehow I gave a stupid example, but I want you to understand. Is that okay? Fine. Seri, next. Okay, so what? Right? Now we'll get into so what. Three keywords படிச்சிட்டோம். இப்போ quantum computing அதுக்கு என்ன relationship ன்னு பாப்போம். Fine. Next. Okay. So entanglement will helps you to both interference entanglement அதா பண்ணும். Entanglement helps you to communicate. Interference helps you to conserve energy when communication பண்ணும்போது. Superposition will help you to, இதுதான் லாஸ்ட் தான் மெயின், save more data or solve vector easily. Okay. So எப்படி வந்து கம்ப்யூட் நடக்குது நம்ம நார்மலா if machine learning எதுவும் பண்ணும்போது? Anybody image processing யாரா பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா? டேட்டாலாம் எப்படி சேவ் பண்றோம்? மல்டி டைமென்ஷனல் டேட்டா எப்படி சேவ் பண்றோம்? அரேஸ். Okay, நம்ம when we read in our school or colleges, we added that multiplication of array, addition of array எல்லாம் பண்ணுவோம். எதுக்கு பண்ணோம் எது பண்ணோம்னு நமக்கு தெரியாது. கரெக்ட்டா? Is that true? Okay, நம்ம கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல இப்போ கோட் எழுதுறோம், அப்பயும் தெரியாது எதுக்கு பண்றோம் எது பண்றோம்னு. I'll finish it. Done. It's almost done. Okay, so most of the machine learning problems are actually a vector problem தான். அது you know that, right? You know that. So image ஒரு இமேஜை வந்து கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல எப்படி சேவ் பண்றோம்? It's basically a ones and zeros. எப்படி சேவ் பண்ணுவோம்? Pixel colors and color code இல்லையா? அப்ப என்னது? இன்னும் டைமென்ஷனாக பிரிக்கும் போது என்ன வருது அது எல்லாமே? இட்ஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் பேசிக்கலி ஒன்ஸ் அண்ட் ஜீரோஸ் வித் மல்டி டைமென்ஷன் இல்லையா? ஸோ ஒரு இமேஜும் இன்னொரு இமேஜும் நான் வந்து அடோப்ல எடுத்து ஒன்னா போட்டேன்னா அது எப்படி மேட்ச் ஆகுது? அவர் பக்கத்தில் போய் உட்காருது, அவர் மேலே ஒரு கலர் மேலே இன்னொரு கலர் மேலே போட்டால் அது எப்படி மிக்ஸ் ஆகுது? எப்படி, ஹவு டஸ் இட் ஹேப்பன்? These two matrices are multiplying or adding, கரெக்டா? நம்ம பார்க்கும்போது நமக்கு தெரியல, பேசிக்கலா அண்டர்லைங்ல there is some vector manipulation happening, ரைட்டா? So with the superposition I have not ones and zeros, I have said 1 and 0, so I can have say 5 bits at the same time, so it is actually faster. Does quantum computing is faster than the current computing? No. ஏன் சொல்றேன்னா மல்டிபிள் பெர்முடேஷன் காம்பினேஷன்ஸ்ல we are trying இல்லையா, அதெல்லாம் தான் வந்து குவாண்டம் கம்ப்யூட்டிங்ல will solve faster. So if you want to keep on trying, இது ஒர்க் அவுட் ஆகுமா, இது ஒர்க் அவுட் ஆகுமா, இது ஒர்க் அவுட் ஆகுமா. So for example if you do a medicine, right, what we'll do normally, if you do a medicine என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க? ட்ரையல் எரர் தான். பேசிக்கா 10 years பண்றாங்கன்னா அதுல ஒரு 5 years they'll do a trial and error, right? They'll try with certain things, they'll try certain things works, இது ஒர்க் ஆகலையா, இது ஒர்க் ஆகலையா. They keep on trying, and when it works they actually start testing it. Is that true? Actually quantum computing will help you to do all that. This is where quantum computing will help. Is that okay? So we got 3 things, right? What all we understood from this? Superposition, entanglement, and interference. Is that okay? So communication, conserving energy, and solving the vector problems, because you have a ones and zeros at the same time. Okay va? So you got little bit of understanding before about quantum computing before you came here. Is that the statement I can declare? Sure ah? In the 3 keyword mattum always keep it with you. That's the thing. Then you will code mattum Visual Studio. So any other questions you guys have? Okay, so now ஒரு சின்ன piece of code we have run பண்ணாத. So I use Anaconda install பண்ணிட்டு I have installed Anaconda, and then I'm just trying to run it's actually Q sharp is QS. Okay va? இதுதான் அந்த program. இது ஆல்மோஸ்ட் சின்டாக்ஸ் லைக் நம்ம எத்தீரியம் அந்த சின்டாக்ஸ் இருக்கும், ஒரு மாதிரி ஜாவா ஸ்கிரிப்ட் இஷ், சி ஷார்ப் இஷ் அண்ட் ஜாவா இஷ்ஷாக இருக்கும். ஓகே, ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் ஜஸ்ட் அலோ நேம் சொல்கிறதா. அண்ட் தென் ஓஸ்டார்ட் பைப்போ. ஸோ ஐம் ஜஸ்ட் ட்ரைங் டு ரன் திஸ் குவாண்டம் கம்ப்யூட்டிங் கோட் யூஸிங் அ பைத்தான். ஸோ அதுதான் ஒன் லைன் ஆஃப் கோட். ஓகே, ஜஸ்ட் ரன் இட் ஆஃப். ஸோ இட்ஸ் பேசிக்கலி gives you hello world. Yeah, I gave you this is because the Q sharp can be run on top of Python. Adha I want to get it. Azure. Net irukla. Fresh. Yeah, ade verum portal@azure.com. portal.azure and remove all that slash error, it will work. First one. So type quantum here. So you have to create quantum workspace. So basically you can run your quantum program in quantum computer. Okay, that's available somewhere in you can create in multiple places. Create, click panna. So you can select both advanced and which give you a free and paid version. Basically parunga, hardware is actually selected. You can see hardware. Yeah. Okay, just click order. It will take 5 to 10 minutes to create. Yeah. So once you create, right, you get this kind of illa notebooks create panikalam. Same way you use Python, you can actually run those code there. Idla main irukku new kuda, இந்த 3 dots irukla click panna. click on new notebook. So instead of IPython, right, select IQ#. That's main. Then you give a name and go to demo1 dot. Okay, zoom pannina fulla. Okay, so this is for connecting first to the subscription. Zoom pannalam. Romba chinnadha irukku. Scroll up. The same code. Okay, so this is we are using qubit here and then trying to reset the qubit. Idu enna pandrona? You remember I spoke about when I observe the value will change illaya, and the code dhaan idu. Okay, you make sure that the actual value is not error prone. Sorry, yeah, not error prone. Yeah, go, and then this all gives you the data about what was written, and then innu koncham scroll pannu. Yeah, innu koncham. Okay, so this will give you when it ran and then it got succeeded, what was the random output. Okay, so that's basically why I want to tell you is because you can actually understand these three. What are the three words? We'll just again tell: entanglement, superposition, interference. Right. So these three can, if you interest of time, I can't explain it to you. It takes at least 3-4 hours to explain. Each and every. This is basically what I'm trying to fix the error. What it will be. When I observe the state changes, what it's called? Superposition, right? That's a code for that. So for entanglement, there will be one. For interference, there will be one more code. Okay. So what are the problems we can solve right now? This example we have, we can solve the salesman problem using quantum computing. Okay. And then also using Grover's search, we can search for any text in a huge big data, like huge data of piles and piles of terabytes data without much compute, in very less time. Okay, because it's basically a permutation combination. One key we go check, does it work? Okay, I am saying, say Karthik, I want to search in a text file of say 15 petabytes. Okay, what we'll do is Q# will find it within seconds. Is that okay? Yeah. Yeah, thank you.